Alright, if you couldn't tell by the intro, we're doing a double feature today. We are going to be doing the first pack of both the Hachette Collections Ford Falcon and the FanHome 1966 Batmobile. We'll start with the Ford Falcon. And here's the brochure for the Ford Falcon build-up. It's the iconic Ford Falcon XB from Hachette Part Works. And here's the website for the US. And this opens up to give you a detail of everything that this car has about it. This car is one of my favorite cars. I have loved this car since before I knew what it actually was. And I have something really cool planned for this build-up. As you can see, it has remote control features, so everything's powered by remote control. The steering wheel is going to steer the wheels. We have wind-down windows. Realistic details, including chrome exhausts. I'm really excited to see those. And an opening hood with the engine in it. I think the engine in this one is going to be really detailed. Illuminating headlights, independent suspension, and rotating wheels. It's going to be about 23 inches long when it's finished. I really enjoy the look of this car. It's a really cool car. Here are all the specifications over in this side, and with a QR code so you can learn more about the model. This is a pop culture icon. Although we are not building a pop culture icon, this is a post-apocalyptic version of the Ford Falcon XB. If you don't know what film this is from, ask me and I'll tell you. So, and in your digital magazine, in the United States we don't get the physical magazines, we get the digital editions only, and I'll show you how to find those. Step-by-step instructions, a history of the Ford Falcon, Ford on the silver screen, customizing cars, and forward-thinking designs. On the back, you'll find your subscription gifts. So with our first delivery, we got issue 2 free. In delivery 2, we got a cleaning kit. I do have this, and I'll do an unboxing of that so you can see what's up with that when it comes around. A tin plate, a metal display plaque, and a jerry can flask. That's with the 8th delivery. And I'm really excited to build this. And the really cool part about this is I am collaborating with one of my friends on Instagram. Since this is supposed to be a post-apocalyptic car, he's going to be doing this version of it, which is the showroom finish super shiny black version. And I'm going to be scuffing mine up. I'm changing the paint color, and we're going to give it some chips and going to give it some personality. I'm really excited to do that with this. So let's go ahead. I'll show you where you can find the magazines. Alrighty, if I turn on my screen share, take you to my Google Chrome. This is the Hachette Collections website. This has all sorts of information about model makers, collections, new arrivals. If you scroll down, we have the Dalek, which is coming soon. I know a lot of you are going to be interested in that. Here's our Ford Falcon and the U-boat. And all of these are over with Agora models, which Hachette has partnered with quite a few times. In the upper right hand corner, there's this icon for downloads. Which, as you can see, there's the Dalek, the U-boat, and the Ford Falcon up here. The first 6 stages of the Dalek are up on the website if you want to take a look at those, see what that's all about. But if you click Ford Falcon, it'll take you down to the bottom. And I'll show you through these Ford Falcon magazines. Alright, here's stage 1. As you can see, we have the bonnet assembly, so the hood assembly. That's where we're going to start with this. Got the frame, the hood lock, details and the scoops. An introductory into the Ford Falcon XB, the most wanted Falcon. Cars on screen. Excuse me. Gran Torino is where we start with that. I do kind of laugh about this because this is a pop culture icon vehicle, and there's a whole bunch of articles about cars on the screen, and the car we're building, the movie, is not mentioned at all. Mad Max. Customization. And concept cars. And here you can see issue 2. We have the wheel. Here's issue 2. See how the wheel goes together. Falcon Worldwide. This did start out as an American car and became widely used in Australia. Need for Speed 2014. Definitely a lot of Ford representation in that film. More about personalizing cars. Ford X2000. And coming in issue 3, we have the start of the blower. That's going to be coming soon. Excited about that. And so that's where you can find the magazines for this Ford Falcon. Back on the main camera, full disclosure, I have already done the first delivery, which has the hood in here. So this is what mine looks like. I changed it to a matte black finish, which is going to get some silver paint and some chipping. You can already see it starting to weather itself, which is okay. That's kind of the look we're going for. And the scoops in there, and the interior of the hood. This is what we have going on in there. I spray painted this with a gray plot primer and then put the black over it. Stage 2 has the wheel, which the center of this was painted in that matte black, and I've used a panel liner on it to get it to look all weathered up and used looking. Tire decals still come through really, really well. I'm unsure if I'm going to weather up this chrome in the middle. I kind of like the look of having the chrome still in there. So we'll see what I do when it comes to the end of that. And just so you know, if you want to follow along with me and you want to modify this vehicle like I'm doing, I'll tell you what I'm going with. The primer I'm using is this Tamiya Fine Surface Primer. It's a rattle can spray paint. I'm using the light gray. So all the parts get a primer on top of them. The black I'm using I'm using this Army Painter Speed Paint. This goes into an airbrush and does not need to be thinned, which is really, really cool. I still thin mine a little bit because I find it goes on better, but your mileage may vary on that one. And this is the Grim Black that I'm using for that, which I really, really think looks good. And then to dust up the tires, we're using this Tamiya accent panel line color. And we're using gray for that. It's basically a thin enamel paint, and it gives us this nice dusty look on our tire. And I'll use that in more places on the car too as we get further into the build. So that's where we are in the first delivery of the Ford Falcon. I'm really enjoying doing this. Moving on to the 1966 Batmobile. This one is a FanHome release. To start out with, you get this leaflet. The journey begins here, and it's build the Batmobile. Inside, you get your welcome letter, which basically has the manage your account online, check the status of your packages, update your information, personal data, all of that kind of stuff. And here it is, the 1966 Batmobile. This is the build's brochure to get us started. Like I said, it's by FanHome. This is from the classic TV series. If you look inside, has a little bit of introduction to the Batmobile, an extraordinary editorial work. This goes through the entire show of the Adam West Batman series. Goes through the comics, Batman year by year, and we have our step-by-step instructions. If we open this further, this basically gives you all the details about the build. It has an opening trunk, fire extinguisher, bat phone, emergency turn lever, steering wheel, detailed dashboard, bat scope, replica tires, working lights, detailed engine, illuminated afterburner, rocket launchers. This one is all going to be controlled by remote control as well. It seems to be the way these part works are really going, is they're going away from the internal switches to remote control, which I really love. I just think it makes it more accessible, and it gives you more opportunity to have it lit up at the end. And if we open it up, we have our poster. Looks awesome there. Alright, so let's go ahead and zen out and let's get building. We're going to do the 1966 Batmobile. Alright, here's stage 1. Has the hood assembly, a screwdriver, and the bat phone in it. If you're part of the second version, the second release of this this model from FanHome in the USA, like I am, this does not come with the physical magazines, just like the Ford Falcon. So if we go back to my screen share, and go back to my Chrome, here's the FanHome website. This is my dashboard. You can see all of the models that I have working right now. If you click on DC Batmobile, it'll bring up your magazine. You can either just view it in the website, or you can download it, which will make it a PDF for you, which is what I like to do. I am saving these on my computer so I can still have them in case they ever go down. So the first episode of the series is High Diddle Riddle. Frank Gorshin as the Riddler. A little bit about the comics. Batman year by year. And here we go. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get started building the hood. So I'll go ahead and go back to the main camera, get these parts out of the box, and we'll get going. Alright, if you're new to these part works, the way I like to open these packs up is just get an X-Acto blade. Go down, 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 and back to where you started. That just lifts off. And open the blister pack up. And there's the first parts of our 1966 Batmobile. You do get a screwdriver to get you started. I am going to use my own. I have a couple of Wera screwdrivers. This is a PH1 and a PH0. Use a combination of both. Now my intention in this one is to do this model other than a power mod of some sort with no modification. So this one's going to be straight out of the box. So here's the hood. Looking really, really nice. We're going to turn that over. Take the hood frame. This is a plastic piece. Put it over. And it seats itself in quite nicely there. And in this pack we get AM screws. Take those out. With metal screws, using oil is really, really going to help you. And I am going to use my PH1 screwdriver. They're going to make short work of this. And we're just going to put an AM screw in every one of these holes. So I'll get one in. Tighten it down as far as you can get it. And I'll get it in the rest of these. And we'll come back and show you what that's like. Alright, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 screws later. That's all secured into place. So we have the hood frame on the other side of the hood. Looking really good. And the last thing in stage 1 is the bat phone and its base. What we're going to do is we're just going to put the bottom, Push it into place, just like that. That's all for stage 1. Since we're not going to use these parts for quite a while, I tend to just put them back in the blister pack. Close it back up and leave that for another time. Alright, stage 2 is the iconic wheel with the tire and the rim, and we also have the Batscope antenna in this one as well. So we'll go ahead and we'll get this open. Alright, couple short minutes of work. And here we go. We have the tire. We have the plastic rim. These 2 metal parts. EP screws, CP screws, and the antenna, which we'll get to in a minute, but we'll start with this wheel. This tire is a really hard rubber tire, but it is the same on both sides. We'll go ahead and put this chrome piece in there, followed by that one right there, and then this one on the outside. Technically, I guess this would be the inside. Make sure you line up all your holes. And CP screws. Even with all the metal on this wheel, we're still screwing into the plastic hubcap. So we don't need to use oil on this. 1 and 2. Takes 5 of these CP screws. And there you have it. Nice chrome hubcap on the inside of a tire. Next thing, we have the center cap, which consists of these 2 pieces. And we're just going to push this into the center cap. Holds itself, it doesn't fall out. And eventually, this will go right in there. That's pretty iconic, isn't it? Love it. Put the tire back in here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to construct the antenna, which I think is actually officially called the Batscope. But we're going to take this gold section, which is the base, and extend this, which operates just like a regular antenna, all the way down this shaft, and try and line up the hole, which is easier said than done, but I think I've got it. And EP screws. Should have loaded this up before. What? Now you can extend and retract the antenna, which is pretty cool. Alright, one screw on either side. We're going to take this piece, which feels a lot like a piece of photo etch. We'll put that over the top. It's more robust than photo etch, though. And then we have the cap. I'm sure we're going to be taking this top off. Screw this down. And the scope is free to turn. Just like that. You can extend it and retract it. Brilliant. Alright, and that's all for the introductory stages for both the Ford Falcon and the 1966 Batmobile. So we'll do a quick recap of everything with both cars. We have this bat scope. We have one of the Batmobile's wheels. One of the Ford Falcon's wheels, all dusted and weathered up. We have the hood and the bat phone for the Batmobile. And we also have the hood for the Ford Falcon, repainted and ready to go for whenever the instructions decide we need them. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you next time.